Hi, my name is Taghrid. I'll be talking to you about money laundering and tourism financing. In the recent time, Commonwealth Bank of Australia has been on the spotlight with both the national and international media talking about it. Commonwealth Bank of Australia is the biggest and the most valuable bank in Australia and probably has the biggest market share worth of 111 billion. Though fully private owned, the huge market value puts CBA ahead of many Australia financial institutions. With the stature of the bank, we expect media to be talking about the financial flourishing of the bank. The bank has just announced a full-year cash rise in net profit of 4.6%, which equals to 7.82 billion, and an amount that was far above what had been expected. Apparently, the problem the bank faces emanates from the not complying to the Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Terrorism Finance Act. The non-compliance led to the bank involving in the money laundering and tourist financing, according to the transaction that took place between 2012 and 2015. In what appears to complicate the whole matter, the bank management, led by the Chief Executive Officer, Ian Narev, owned up the problem of money laundering and tourism financing. The CEO acknowledged having there been the failure in the various systems, including the risk management system and the anti-fraud system, as well as the computer software of the bank. The admission by Narev contracted the strong performance result of the biggest bank. The CBA strategic problem involves the bank failure to comply with the law guiding anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing. Allegedly, the bank probably failed to monitor more than 53,000 money laundering and tourism financing linked transactions that occurred between the year 2012 and 2015. The allegations were made by AUSTRAC, which is Australia's Financial Intelligence and Regulatory Agency. The organised crime gangs are said to have used the intelligent deposit machine, the CBA automatic teller machine that accepts cash deposit to launder hundreds of millions of dollars. The alleged laundering money is said to have been sent from Austria to other places across the world, like Hong Kong. The same money is alleged to have been sent to fund tourist groups overseas. The CBA money laundering and tourism financing issue takes the attention of the media amid the allegation by the AUSTRAC, a government agency that deals with financial intelligence and regulations. AUSTRAC unfolded the scandal and made accusation against the bank by initiating the civil penalty proceeding against the bank in the court. AUSTRAC accuses the Commonwealth Bank of Australia for what it refers to as not complying with the anti-money laundering of the counter-terrorism financing laws of Australia. On 3rd of August, AUSTRAC initiated proceeding of the civil penalty against the Commonwealth Bank of Australia in the Federal Court. In its submission, AUSTRAC the CBA of what is referred to as serious and systemic non-compliance to the law guidance anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing. AUSTRAC said the CBA did not provide transaction report worth of 53.506, which could have shown how more than 1,000 was transacted between 2012 and 2015. The report transaction is value of representing for almost 650 million. Theoretically, the bank was facing a possible fine of 960 billion. According to the International Monetary Fund, money laundering involves criminal activities that generate assets so that they can obscure the linkage between their illegal organs and funds. On the other hand, talking of tourism financing, then it involves raising money to support tourist activity. Though money laundering and tourism facing differ, they both financial crime and that they have the economic effect as they expose to financial system to vulnerabilities. The two can threaten the financial sector stability of a country and more generally the external financial stability. Therefore, they have the power to pose a threat to the integrity and stability of the global financial system. The impacts of the laundering, money and financing tourism have taken negative paths to an extent of shaking the stability of Australia's financial institution in and out of the country. In the case of CBA, particularly the bank reputational scandal has already caused its stability in the market by wiping off billions of dollars of its market value. First, the CBA announcement of the 4-year rise of 4.6%, which is a cash net profit representation of 7.82, is put in the cloud. This means that the rise of is under doubt and attract links to its alleged scandal. Shareholders of CBA have been affected, and the bonus will be cut also. The bonuses of CBA executives linked to what saw intelligent deposit machine failed will be cut. Austrac presents many allegations to prove the case before the federal court, including the non-compliance to the various sections of the Act. The Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Terrorism Financial Act provides several regulations that any financial business should abide by. Under the Act, enrollment is a requirement where all businesses that are regulated by the Austrac need to provide the details that is prescribed by enrolling with the Austrac. The Act also requires that all the businesses that are regulated need to be established and maintained program of AML-CTF. The program helps the business in case they face any money laundering and tourist financing risks. They are able to identify, mitigate, and manage. All businesses are required to contact customers that are due diligence that involves continuous monitoring of the customer's transaction, as well as identifying the customers and verifying the identity of the customers. It is as well required for all businesses regulated by Austrac, that is, in case of any suspicious of any matter involving money laundering and tourist finance, they have to report to the relevant authority. This includes the international money transfer and transaction, and the threshold transaction, finally, or record transaction by the customers within the business should be kept always details available for pursuit. Apparently, according to the allegation put against by CBA by the Austrac, CBA defined majority of this regulation provided for under the Financial Act. The Commonwealth Bank of Australia did not assess the intelligent deposit machines against any possible risk involving money laundering and tourist financing before they enrolled in the program. The risks were only assessed 3 years later when the risk had already occurred, even after suspicious matter were realized. The CBA did not report such a matter at all, and if they did, never did so on time under the law, regardless of the huge amount that was involved. Finally, according to what Austrac presented against the CBA, is that even after the bank dissolved the money laundering, they never took any step to monitor the customers and the transaction to mitigate and manage any money laundering. All this, though, action took by Austrac was in the line to send warning messages to all businesses that they have obeyed all law related to the anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing. The issue laid against the Commonwealth Bank of Australia have a lot of impact ranging from the economic, social and legal. The reputation of the bank is under threat locally in Australia and internationally. A week before the court proceeding, the CBA had wiped off its market value with billions of dollars, the more than the shareholders of CBA will have endured the pain substantially as they are exposed to the risk of loss their shares. The accused of working on the CBA and were responsible for the shortcoming in the intelligence. This deposit machine will be cut off the bonus legally of the bank found that had to have committed to non-compliance offense, and it will attract a fine penalty up to 2.5 billion. Money laundering and tourism financing is a serious global issue that needs to be treated with all the seriousness. From the case of CBA, it is important that all financial business comply with the anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing. They have all to put measures in place that can prevent money laundering. All countries need to be upheld and follow all recommendations of Financial Action Task Force, the FATE. Thank you.